Chapter 1. The Arrival. As I stepped through the iron gates of the maximum security prison, a wave of dread washed over me. The clanging metal doors echoed through the concrete halls, a stark reminder of my new reality. Instinctively, I tightened my grip on the small bag containing my belongings, feeling the weight of uncertainty settle in my gut. Fear wrapped around me like a suffocating fog as I navigated the maze of cold corridors, each corner revealing the harsh truth of my surroundings. Whispers of seasoned inmates danced in the air, their voices mingling with distant sirens and the shouts of guards. I absorbed their stories, tales of regret and dreams lost, as laughter and screams intertwined in a chaotic symphony of survival. In those first days, I felt isolated, yet I began to understand that, within these walls, I wasn't as alone as I thought. The struggle had just begun, and I was determined to find my place in this new world. Chapter 2. The Bonds We Forge. As I navigated the oppressive halls of maximum security, I soon found that friendship was a flickering light amidst the darkness. I met Jorge, a former chef with an infectious laugh, who regaled us with culinary tales that reminded us of home. Rosa, an artist whose vibrant sketches brought color to our gray world, and Malik, who had a voice that could silence a room. We shared our fears, dreams, and regrets during stolen moments in the yard, our laughter engraved against the concrete walls. One day, as we rummaged through discarded materials, an idea ignited. We would create music together. We fashioned instruments from trash, turning hopelessness into harmony. As melodies filled the air, the prison transformed from a haunting cage into a sanctuary of connection. In their stories, I discovered resilience, and in each note, hope blossomed, a bond forged in the fires of shared struggle. Chapter 3. Shadows of the Past. As the dim lights flicker in the common room, the air is thick with unspoken emotions. One by one, inmates share their haunting pasts, each story a thread woven into the fabric of regret and resilience. Marcus, with tears glistening in his eyes, recounts his youthful impulsiveness that led him here, a life cut short by a moment of rage. Leah speaks softly of her childhood, marked by neglect and the desperate choices that followed. Their voices, layered with ambient sound, rise and fall, creating a symphony of vulnerability that resonates through the concrete walls. In these exchanges, the weight of their struggles becomes palpable, yet an unexpected strength emerges. Laughter mingles with sorrow as they realize they're no longer alone, but part of a community forged through shared pain. In this safe haven, they discover that confronting their shadows is the first step towards healing, nurturing hope and illuminating the path to redemption. Chapter 4. The Outside World. As I sat in my cell, my mind often wandered beyond the steel bars and concrete walls that confined me. I began to reflect on the lives of my family and friends, wondering how they navigated a world that spun on without me. In a series of poignant interviews, I listened to their voices echo with laughter, a stark reminder of joy I once took for granted. They shared stories of birthdays, graduations, and everyday moments I missed. The sounds of a bustling life, contrasting sharply with the prison's oppressive silence. Each tale revealed the ripple effects of my choices, the weight of guilt and responsibility etched into their words. Longing for freedom simmered within me like a silent symphony, with each note underscored by the aching realization that our lives were forever intertwined, even from behind these walls. As I yearned for re-entry, I understood that freedom was both a gift and a burden. Chapter 5. First Notes of Hope. As the prison buzzed with the news of a new rehabilitation program focused on art and music therapy, Alex felt a flicker of excitement amidst the bleak concrete walls. With his friends by his side, they gathered in the dim common area, brainstorming ways to create instruments from recycled materials. The sounds of laughter and the clanking of makeshift drums began to fill the air, transforming the sterile environment into a creative oasis. Through trial and error, they fashioned guitars from old crates and flutes from discarded pipes. The joy of creating something beautiful together forged stronger bonds among them, sparking a sense of purpose that had long been smothered by their circumstances. In those moments of experimentation, the chaos of prison life faded, replaced by melodies that whispered of hope and resilience. With every note played, a deeper connection formed, not just to each other, but to the world they once knew, reminding them that redemption through music was within reach. Chapter 6. Discovering Purpose. In the dim light of the prison's art room, laughter bounces off the concrete walls as Alex and his friends gather for their music therapy sessions. Each week, they delve deeper into their newfound passion, forging a path toward healing and self-discovery. Alex watches as Sam, a former guitarist now imprisoned for theft, crafts a guitar from discarded crates and old strings, his determination shining like a beacon of hope. Together, they experiment with rhythms and melodies, transforming the sterile environment of the prison into an unexpected sanctuary of creativity. The sound of makeshift drums fills the air, accompanied by joyful harmonies that resonate through the halls, creating a sense of unity among the inmates. With each note, their past traumas fade a little more, replaced by a collective sense of purpose. Alex realizes that this music not only brings them solace, but also ignites a fire in their hearts, a reminder that even in darkness, light can be found through connection and art. Chapter 7. A Symphony with a Purpose. As the inmates embrace the power of their newfound creativity, a spark ignited within the prison walls. Alex proposed a performance project, envisioning a night where they could share their stories through music. The rehearsals became a sanctuary of expression, filled with brainstorming sessions crammed with laughter, heated debates, and moments of vulnerability. Each inmate contributed their unique voice, crafting lyrics that echoed their pain and hope. They fashioned makeshift instruments, repurposing everyday items. Old cans became drums, and string bows fashioned from elastic bands produced haunting melodies. The space, once a prison of despair, transformed into a vibrant oasis of camaraderie, anticipation, and purpose. In this shared journey, they began to realize the impact of their music. It wasn't just for them, but also for families longing for connection outside the walls. With every note, they found strength, preparing to showcase their journey of resilience to the world beyond their confines. Chapter 8. Performance Night. The air buzzed with anticipation as the sun dipped below the distant mountains, casting long shadows inside the prison gymnasium. Inmates gathered, their makeshift instruments in hand, laughter and nervous chatter swirling around like a vibrant tapestry. The echoes of Alex's heartbeat mimicked the rhythmic thumping of a bass drum as the moment of truth approached. As the spotlight flickered to life, illuminating their ragtag ensemble, a hush fell over the crowd. Each note played was a thread woven into a shared narrative, a blend of pain, hope, and redemption. The sound of strummed strings and clattering crates transformed into melodies that soared, filling the space with raw emotion. In that moment, barriers shattered. Cheers erupted as inmates played their hearts out, each song a testament to their struggles and triumphs. As they finished the last chord, applause reverberated off the walls, marking not just a performance, but a profound connection forged through music. Chapter 9. Reflections on Freedom. As the echoes of their recent performance linger in the air, Alex and his friends gather in the dimly lit rehearsal room, their faces illuminated by flickering overhead lights. The camaraderie they've built through music deepens as they contemplate the true meaning of freedom. Each inmate shares their hopes and fears, revealing how this shared experience has transformed their understanding of life beyond the prison walls. For some, freedom symbolizes a return to family, while for others, it's a daunting plunge into an uncertain future. Alex voices his conflicted emotions about possibly being released. Will he find acceptance, or will the shadows of his past haunt him? The soundscape swells with the gentle strumming of their makeshift instruments, echoing the bittersweet blend of hope and trepidation that fills the room. Together they realize that true freedom lies not just in escaping confinement, but in the ability to forge a new path, guided by the bonds they've created. Chapter 10. Shadows of Doubt. As the day of the review board meeting approached, anxiety permeated the air like a thick fog. Inmates gathered in their cells, voices low, discussing strategies and fears for their upcoming hearings. The sound of restless shuffling and whispered conversations filled the corridors, accompanied by the relentless ticking of the clock, a constant reminder of time lost. Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. The stakes were higher than ever. Each inmate wrestled with their own inner demons, recalling past mistakes while clinging to fleeting hopes of freedom. Tension mounted as they shared doubts about their chances for release. "What if they don't believe us?" one inmate lamented, voices trembling with vulnerability. Amid the anxiety, the camaraderie they had forged through music offered a strange comfort. They exchanged nods and reassuring words, a collective shield against the shadows lurking in their minds. Yet deep down, they all questioned if redemption was truly within reach. Chapter 11: The Review Board. As the day of reckoning approaches, a heavy tension blankets the prison. Inmates gather, their faces a mix of anxiety and determination as they await their fates. Alex stands before the review board, heart pounding, each echoing footstep amplifying his apprehension. He can hear murmurs of encouragement from fellow inmates, a fragile thread of solidarity that binds them together. The stark room feels suffocating, every whisper palpable. As Alex speaks, his voice trembles, yet he taps into the strength cultivated through friendship and music. He advocates not just for his release, but for the power of change and redemption that he and his peers have experienced. The board listens, eyes narrowing with scrutiny, their expressions unreadable. With a final deep breath, he speaks his truth, hoping to bridge the gap between yesterday's shadows and tomorrow's light. The moment hangs in the air, heavy with possibility and uncertainty, as the decision looms ever closer. Chapter 12: The Waiting Game. As the days dragged on, the atmosphere inside the prison shifted. Inmates exchanged nervous glances, each one acutely aware of the weight of uncertainty hanging over them. The walls echoed with whispers of hope and dread as they awaited news of the review board's decisions. Alex found himself in a small gathering, surrounded by familiar faces, their shared laughter mingling with quiet confessions of fear. Each story recounted became a lifeline, and the bonds deepened, reinforcing their resolve to support one another. In this fragile space, music became their refuge. Makeshift instruments filled the air with tentative rhythms, harmonizing with the lingering tension. They shared dreams of freedom while acknowledging the realities that awaited them outside. As Alex strummed a string made from recycled materials, he felt the pulse of community, an unbreakable thread woven through their shared experiences, rekindling hope amid the shadows of doubt. Chapter 13: The Decision. The heavy atmosphere in the prison chapel was palpable as the announcement of the review board's decision echoed through the halls. Inmates huddled together, nerves crackling with anticipation. Alex held his breath, feeling the weight of uncertainty and hope. The clinking of metal echoed as the guards began to gather them, each sound amplifying the tension. When the warden finally spoke, his voice was grave yet relieved. A mixed bag of emotions swept through the room. Some inmates erupted in cheers, their dreams of freedom realized. Others were met with silence, faces clouded with despair. As Alex processed the news, he looked around at his friends, some elated, some heartbroken. The solidarity forged through shared experiences created an unbreakable bond, a poignant reminder of their journey together. In this moment of mixed emotions, the sound of heartbeats, muffled sobs, and cries of joy merged into an unexpected symphony of human experience.